You saw it too, didn't you? The shades have revealed themselves. Fully. Each bears a past, one scarred by her choices, one with an undisturbed agenda, and a very EP one, wrapped in mystery. But as always, the devil is in the details, and oh, there are many. Let's sift through the hidden, the hazy, and the haunting. I am Sir Eoth, and today's theories is one I've been crafting for a long time. A journey through Celestia, its secrets, and its god. This new cinematic? It's the cherry on top. Let's begin by naming them. Naberius, the ruler of life, consumed by Rindotir, merged into one being. Ronova, the ruler of death. Ironic really that she's the most expressive and caring of all of them. Rob Istaroth, the EP. Go to sleepy girl who holds the spotlight. For reasons you'll know if you've watched my Secrets of Mondstadt video. And Asmoday, now officially named, the ruler of space, whose absence speaks volumes. They gather, and together they declare one thing. Mortals may not gaze upon gods, or be judged, but beneath their words lies a heavier truth. The rulers, now shades, have been abandoned, disconnected from the Primordial One, Phanes. And, as I have already expressed before, the shades may no longer be loyal. They do not serve their maker out of love or want anymore. This speaks of their behavior. The gods do not despise mortals, or at least not anymore. They say it themselves. They started acting out of fear of something. But fear of what? Their creator? The abyss? Or something even worse? That is a question I explore further in another video. But for now, let's turn to Istaroth. Venti and Istaroth. Where do we begin? Let's walk back a few million steps. In Orphic cosmogony and Greek mythology, Istaroth mirrors Kronos, the concept of time. And Kronos, in myth, is born from Phanes, the Primeval One. In Teyvat, that same title echoes, the Primordial One. According to myth, Phanes gave life to 4 shades, each embodying a universal force. Nyx, shade of night, all things dark and negative, death included. Gaia, the shade of life, which is self-explanatory. Kronos, the shade of time, also self-explanatory. And Erebos, shade of darkness, the embodiment of the universe's chaos. A fun little detail, Aether and Hemera, who we know as Luminae in Teyvat, are direct descendants of these shades, but I beg you, don't ask me to elaborate on their ties in this. You probably know what the Greek mythos tends to do with siblings. So, Kronos is born of Phanes, but Phanes could not exist without time, and Kronos, being time, exists eternally. Do you see the loop? Time gave birth to its own creator. That, my scholars, is a bootstrap paradox. Oddly enough, the same kind where Istaroth rewrites time to influence the travelers. So is Istaroth Phanes? Or is Venti Phanes? Yes, to both questions. But allow me to unfold that for a bit. Venti's divinity has always stood out, represented by the queen in the chessboard imagery, the most powerful piece as his Gnosis. On top of this, he was born from the Thousand Winds, a title of Istaroth, and yet, oddly, they never coexisted, despite having built Mondstadt together. Venti is remembered, Istaroth is forgotten. It's as if, when one wakes, the other sleeps. The heavenly principles were most active while Venti himself was inactive. Split personalities aren't new to Teyvat. Just look at Layla, who literally becomes someone else when she sleeps. I am not sure if we can count Naberius and Rindotir since they share the same consciousness, but you get the idea. Here's an interesting timeline. 500 years ago, Istaroth initiates the bootstrap paradox. Venti is absent, and the heavenly principles move on Kenria. Venti reawakens to deal with the Dudian crisis, replacing Istaroth, and ever since, silence. No Istaroth, no Phanes, no divine intervention. Until now. When Istaroth appears, she seems aloof, almost dreamy. But to me, she looks like someone who's just woken up from a very, very long slumber. Then there's the voice. Her voice and Venti's are identical.
4人揃わないと定例会議を開けないなんて決まりはないでしょ。僕が話すは1000年も前の物語。ダンディライオンが貴族を退け、セピロスが形を成した。
The connection is now undeniable, but what binds them and ties them to Phanes? Whew, here we go. Phanes in cosmogony is the god of light, androgynous in nature, the very spark that began the universe. Venti in Teyvat, androgynous in appearance, is the god of hope. He appears when people need him the most, and in Teyvat's own words, from Mahuika herself, light is hope. That's not all, cause now physics has something it wants to say. Light isn't just a symbol, it's how we measure time. Einstein taught us, the faster you move, the slower your time flows, and at the speed of light, time nearly stops. So if Phanes is light, then Phanes is timeless. And if Venti is hope and hope is light, then Venti, like Phanes, may very well exist outside time itself through multiple identities. This elegant little connection to the time dilation was actually pointed out by a viewer, and I thank you for it. You are as mad as I am, and that's saying something. You should get help. I may have a small community, but I treasure every single one of you in my insanity. So the conclusion so far, Venti is Istaroth, Istaroth is Phanes. No more theory, it's practically confirmation. I ask you though, how do you think we could confirm this further? But here's the bigger question. If Istaroth opposes the heavenly principles, then what is Phanes planning? Because clearly, they are not aligned with the heavenly principles. This is why Istaroth created the bootstrap paradox, to give the twins the power to overthrow this divine tyranny. And then there's Asmoday and her new master. The other shades only speculate, but given her coldness and detachment, I'd say the writing is on the wall. You may know it already, the 4, technically 5 shades were long predicted through in-game artifacts. Life, death, time, space, and reason. Phanes, the crown. Asmoday, as the shade of space, echoes Erebos, the evil shade, tied to the vast empty chaos of the universe. And in Teyvat, space is abyssal, cold, it is the void. Asmoday doesn't show emotion, doesn't hesitate, doesn't feel, in a similar manner as the humans who were influenced by the abyss. She's lost what made her more human. As we've seen, she attacked the Travelers before, for seemingly no reason, and now she punishes mortals for even witnessing the divine through stories, not out of loyalty, but out of cruelty. In contrast, Ronova, the ruler of death, is warmer, kind even. So how strange is it that the ruler of space feels less human? To me, this confirms it. Asmoday has aligned with the abyss, the void. It's further enhanced when you know Honkai Impact 3rd, and the name of the character that inspired her is literally named Ruler of the Void. What's up with cube powers in this family? Seriously. The question is, will the other shades become allies? If they do, then it means what we will be facing ahead is of unprecedented scales. With 6-0 approaching, the stakes are rising. Notcry holds more than truth. It holds Columbina, already in place, seemingly being pulled out of here against her will. And Pierrot, he will speak, and when he does, I believe we'll learn much more. If you want to dive deeper, I strongly recommend this theory here, where I explore the opposites of Archons and the true nature of Celestia. Until next time, Sir Eoth bids thee farewell.